Anyway, do you got any goals for on all your out of state hunts?
Yeah, to kill stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I go out of state, I generally want to kill a nice buck. I don't want to go kill some dink or something. But I think I'm a little looser because I'm only there for a short period, and it's a bonus if you get one on one of those travel hunts. Um, but that changes real quick if there's a reason for it to change. Like if I see a giant buck and I think I got a chance at that buck, I might just all out that buck or nothing. But I usually go with a um, looser attitude about what I'll shoot. Usually 120 class on up or something, or not that I necessarily put a number on it. I
Yeah.
generally won't shoot something unless I want to mount it. But I might go a little below a mounder on something like that, but probably not. Like I said, I don't set goals as much as somebody else. I'm always interested in. I'll have people tell me these. I don't know if they're trying to impress me or what, but they'll say I only shoot 160 and up, and you think really. And if the property you're hunting doesn't have a 160, you're just not killing a deer. That you're just going holding down tree stands,
Right.
basically.
Yeah. There are people like that though. I mean, there's some people that are pretty disciplined. I'm not one of them, but
Yeah, and for me, I mean, it's not about scores.
right.
It's about, but I get that it was at one point. There's stages in your life, and I
Yeah.
went through that stage of trying to be the big shot, shooting all the giant bucks, and got to the point where that wasn't all that much fun. Fun is just hunting big deer and patterning them and killing them and moving on to the next one. That's fun.
Yeah, and like um there's not a whole lot of difference in like the excitement level for me after, shooting a 130 or 150. I'm pretty excited either way. Uh I haven't
I,
shot
I
anything.
love shooting those just old monarchs that I've got some history with.
Yeah,
I
for
like it
sure.
when, if you're going to ask me what kind of buck I want to shoot, I want to shoot a buck that I've known for years, that's eluded me, that's got a history, that maybe he has a bunch of people after him, and I want to walk in there, figure him out, take an educated guess on where I'm thinking he's bedded for the day, based on the wind, based on the terrain, based on my scouting, set up in that one tree in that whole freaking marsh where he could possibly be killed out of, and have him get up in the bed that I think he's going to be in and walk in and I kill him. That's what excites me. I mean,
Yeah.
doing that with any mature buck, regardless of rack size, is you can't explain it to somebody who hasn't done it, but it's a
All right.
fulfilling thing when you look at that entire woods and realize that you put it together right and you did it. That's a thrill.
Yeah, for sure. Um I think that's something like when people that go out of state, they don't realize. I think whenever you think about going out of state, I think you got it in your mind like um the guys on the hunting public or show you've watched on TV that
Mhm.
they traveled somewhere and killed a big deer, and it's like that's not reality. Like the hunting public guys, obviously they're probably some of the best group of guys in the country at traveling and going and killing a big deer, but there's like a bunch of them doing it, to get the content.
Mhm.
And I'm sure there's more times than not they don't get one, but since there's 5 or 6 of them, it adds up over the year. And I think that's something I think is important. Like when you go out of state, it's usually not easier than wherever you're hunting at home.
Right.
Um,
Well, that depends. I mean,
sure,
I've gone out of state to places like in Iowa and stuff that is just so phenomenal. It's way better than what I got at home.
yeah,
However, um, that kind of conflicts with what I like, what I got in my heart. I know business wise and doing this as a profession, I'm better off going to the same states, same spots that I've gone to in the past, because once I got them figured out, I can come back and kill big bucks on a regular basis at those other states. But
hmm,
what's in my heart is going to some place I've never been and pulling the rabbit out of the hat, going into a place blind, figuring it out and killing the buck. I love that. There's nothing I
yeah,
love more. But that's a hard task to complete,
oh yeah, yeah,
especially in five
um,
or 6 days. Usually by the
yeah,
time we leave, we're getting it down.
yeah. And I mean, Iowa's like an outlier. Like you can't even hunt that place 5 or 6 years. You got to wait to hunt it. So, but like if you're gonna drive down to Kentucky this year and think you're gonna shoot a 140-inch deer velvet, it's like, man, it's rough, to go out of state. And I think a lot of times people that go out of state used to have this like in their mind about how it's going to be better than where I'm at, and it's like you kind of need to have a different attitude about it. It's going to be a new adventure for you or a new thing you're going to learn. And yeah, maybe after you do it a number of years, you'll get proficient at it or figure out a spot or whatever the case may be.
Another thing a lot of guys don't do is they don't scout their trips. They got a lot more things in their head that they believe are going to happen or what they think about the hunt.
Yeah.
When literally they'd be better off, rather than going on like a 7-day hunt, they'd be better off going on a 5-day hunt and going on a 3-day trip earlier in the year and doing some scouting first.
Mm-hmm.
Walk the property. Now, I mean, you and I were both looking at doing Iowa this year. However, with all of our points, we still didn't draw. And you went down there early and scouted.
Yeah, I went down in the spring.
A lot of guys won't do that. And then it takes you a lot longer to hunt. And it's funny because these same guys will knock me because when I'm on a trip like that, I scout in the mornings. And they're like, Rut, you're in the tree all day long when I go on one of those trips. Well, how the hell do you go down there without scouting, hang a tree and sit in there all day, get down and then go to a different tree, sit there all day? You got to scout at some point. So I don't know if they're just picking a spot on a map or what, but I really want to look around and get in a spot where I can actually kill one.
Yeah. And like Tim, Tim's deer he killed in Iowa last year. I think Tim went down there. I don't know if Tim's on or not, but for years in advance. Like he was going every spring for like 3 years in a row. He went down there knowing I'm going to draw, probably going to take me whatever number of years to draw Iowa. And he was going every spring. He'd go down there and scout a new area or confirm what he was looking at and all that. And I think that was a real good idea on his part. If you got the time,